Hello fellow crafters, welcome back to my channel Creative Coach Lisa for week 9 of the countdown to Halloween. I'm Lisa Fulford. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I want to welcome you to this channel where I share ideas and techniques for cards, boxes, bags, and all things crafty. And today the thing that we are going to do that is crafty and kind of a box and kind of a bag is this cute little bag to hold a Krabby Patty. I found these kind of large Krabby Patties at my local dollar store, and so I thought that would be really cute for a little Halloween treat giving. So this is what I came up with, and we will get started on how to make this little box bag out of some 6x6 DSP, and the DSP that we're using today is that cute Halloween 6x6 paper, and it's in the current mini catalog. It goes until December the 30th, and now is a great time to shop out of the catalog because it is celebration, and celebration goes until the 30th of September. We were lucky enough this year to have 2 celebration periods, and this one here runs from August through September the 30th. If you place an order for $50 before shipping and tax, you can earn free celebration product. If you would happen to spend a $50, or if you would happen to spend $100, then you could have 2 of the $50 product earnings, or you could earn a product that was worth for the $100 purchase. There's no limit on how many products that you can earn, but that is something that you might want to check out. But time is running out. September 30th is the last time that you can place an order for the celebration items. So hopefully with this project today, you will find plenty of items that you could put on an order and earn yourself a free item. But let's get started on this cute little bag. I'll call it a bag. Alright, so we're using the Frightfully Cute stamp set. We're going to use the Batty for You, being we're having these cute little bats on here. And we're going to add this little bat for the tag. Alright, so, and the inks that we're going to use are the FLIRTY Flamingo to match the color in the paper, the basic gray, and then we're also using the metallic mesh ribbon for the closure on our bag. So I'll set that up there out of the way. You need 2 pieces of 6x6 paper to make one of these bags. You can make this using 12x12 paper. You would just need a piece that would be 9.5 by 5 inches. And I will give you all the dimensions for if you want to use 12x12 paper. But for right now, we are using the 6x6 paper. And so I need to cut this down to what I'm going to need to make my bag. So I decided to do this on camera with you. So I will set my Krabby Patty off to the side and set the box right here, just very off camera. And I have 2 pieces of my DSP. They're identical pieces. That works best. So I will bring in my paper trimmer. Alright, so I need for my paper to be, let's see, 5 inches by 5 inches. So to save time, I'm going to put the 2 pieces together. I'm going to open this up, and my first cut's going to be like this. I want to just trim off the side. This is the direction I want my bag to go. So I'm going to trim this first. And I have the 2 pieces right here. I'll set that off to the side. I'm certain I'll find use for that. And then I'm going to bring it around and put this in at 5 inches right here, like this. And just cut. The darker blade is the cutting blade. The lighter blade is the scoring blade. So now that we are at 5 by 5, I want to turn my paper, what I would call landscape. My images are going from side to side, and I want to score at 1.5 inches. So I'm going to put my paper clear over to the edge of this gray, because that is the 1.5 inch mark. So I'm going to sit that here, make certain my cutting blade's out of the way. Bring this down just a bit here. So it's a 5-inch piece of paper. It's sitting at 3.5, and I want to score. So I have a score line right there. I don't know if you can see, yep, right there. Now I want to do the same thing with this piece. So I will put it up against this edge of this trimmer where the white ends and the actual casing, and cut that. And it should be, 2 score lines should be the same, and they are. Okay? So then we want to turn it right side up. And the score line that I need to make for each of them is a 1/2 inch and 2 inch. So I'm going to open my blade, and I'm going to sit it on the 1/2 inch. Score. Then I'm going to scoot it over to the 2 inch and score. I'll set this over here. I'm going to bring this one in. Set it on the 1/2 inch. Score. Bring it over to the 2 inch and score. And that is all the scoring and cutting with the paper cutter. We will need our scissors now. Okay, so I need to adhere these together like this. But what I'm going to do first is this little piece, I'm going to cut away on both pieces. So this is my 1.5 inch score line, and this is my first 1/2 inch score line. So this little tab right here has to be cut away. So that one's gone. Now this one. And that one's gone. So now I have 2 pieces that should look just alike. Now then, I'm going to add adhesive to this one little tab here that's a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to use liquid glue. I just want to stay within that 1/2 inch tab. Now then, this score line at the bottom, I need to line up with that score line, and then the top. And then where the score line is right here, where my glue is, there's a score line. The edge of my paper will go to that score line. So like that. So with it being cut, it kind of gives it a little bit of a stopper there. And it just pretty much blends in. But you want to make certain that's good and adhered before you move on to the next. All right, so now then we will do the rest of our cutting. We need to cut on these other score lines going up to that 1.5 inch score line. So I'm going to trim up here. And then I'm going to just ever so slightly take a little wedge out of it so that it's a bigger gap. And then I'm going to wedge this little edge over here. Okay. This one I'm going to leave alone. And then this one here, I'm going to cut on that score line. We had already cut on this one to take that little chunk out, so I'm going to wedge this piece, and I'm going to wedge here. Just makes the bag go together a little nicer. So like that. Something's not right. There, finally got it. And then on this little tab here, this 1/2 inch down here on the end, I'm just going to ever so slightly take a wedge off of it, hopefully straight, and then a little bit of a wedge right there. So I took 2 pieces of 6x6, I cut them down to 5x5, cut each piece a 1/2 inch, or scored, sorry, a 1/2 inch and a 2 inch, and this piece was a 1/2 inch and then 2 inch, and then I glued the right side of one to that 1/2 inch on the second piece. Then I trimmed, cut up on all the score lines, and the smaller tabs I took little wedges out of those and left the others square. And then I took a little bit of the wedge off of that 1/2 inch tab here. If you were doing from a 12x12 sheet of paper, you would cut it down to 9.5 inches by the 5 inches, and you would score at a 1/2 inch on the portrait side at the bottom of your directional paper, and then you would score at a 1/2 inch, 2 inches, and then you would score at 5 and 6.5 inches, because that is, that is where they are right now. So 6.5, 5, 2.5. So basically we just made our run of our DSP, being I did not have 12x12 paper of this type of paper. All right, so moving on. So I'm going to take my bone folder, I'll set that there now, and I'm going to burnish on all of these lines. This one's a little thicker because it has that where we've had it glued together. Okay, there we go. So we have all of them burnished. I like to just fold back on them just so that I know that they're good and pliable. Okay, so the places that we're going to add adhesive to is this little 1/2 inch tab and then on the inside of this tab. So on the outside of the 1/2 inch tab, this inside of this tab. So I'm going to take tear tape and I'm going to put it clear up against the score line. Remove my tape backing. And I'm going to add some more, being as it didn't go clear to the end. I need to go clear to the very end. So like that. I'm going to make certain that that is not over that score line, like that. And for added measure, being that's a 1/2 inch wide, I'm going to add, this time I made it way long, clear to the edge of the paper here. Just put that down there. I'm getting stuck on the tape. Okay, so like that. So I'm going to leave that there. And then I'm going to add adhesive on the inside of this tab here. The large tab that's closest to that 1/2 inch tab. So like that. Stab myself. All right, so now then, I'll put all that forward. And bring, so I'm flipping this one up, leaving this one down, but I want to make certain my hands between this paper and that paper. I'm flipping that piece up inside so it doesn't get glued down. And then I'm going to fold this over and match it up without, yeah, like that. So I flip that one back like that. Now it makes my box or my bag. So now then, these are both flipped inside. I need to bring this one down because here's where my adhesive is. And then I want to square up my bottom of the box. So like that. Isn't quite square. So like that. And take my glue and press down. And this is the front of my box. I have a seam right here and one back there. Then I want to take the sides of my box and just press them in. Kind of like that. And kind of pinch it just at the top. I don't want to go all the way down. And then we don't offer hand punches, but this is just out of the office supply. And so I'm going to put one punch here and then one beside it. Kind of like that. bring in my ribbon and my Krabby Patty, and I'll slide it. I'm going to put it sideways so I know that it goes all the way down in there, like that. I'll take my ribbon, kind of fold it over. I'm just leaving it on the spool so that I can use as little as I need. And then just trim it off. I'll tie this one in a bow so it can be opened easily. Trim that off. So there's the box. Now we just have to get our sentiment for Batty for you. And so I have, well, I thought I had, where did I put them? I have a scallop circle in Flirty Flamingo, and then I have a regular circle in basic white. And I would say these are next to the last in size, like the smallest. So next to the smallest size. So I need to bring in the Batty for you. I'll make certain these are clean. And the bat. Open my Flirty Flamingo. Ink up my Batty for you. Right in the center, hopefully. That's close enough. And then bring in our basic gray. Stamp off. Stamp off. Stamp off. Urgh. I don't like that. I'll turn that over. I'll do this again. There's two sides to every project. Batty for you. Do this again. Bring in my chamois again and clean this. My bat is a little off, like he's more at the top than the bottom, and so I keep getting that halo. Yep, got it again. So I'm going to ink it like this so I can see if I'm touching that. Ha. Much better. There we go. I think I want one more. There we go. All right, so get these things out of the way. Some liquid glue. No, I don't know that's on the back, but you and I. Add this to the center of my Flirty Flamingo. There we go. And I'll flip it over and see where I put my dimensionals. Here's some that are almost used up. here. Bring in our box, our bag, and bring it down here at the bottom and attach it. There, attach it right there like that. And there you go. And there is our second bag. Here's the one that I made before, and here's the one that I just made. You can either tie it in a knot, or you can tie it with a little bow so that it can be open. And it has a cute little surprise inside. So there you go. I hope you'll give this a try. And either do it with the 12 by 12 designer series paper or with the 6 by 6 designer series paper. Thank you for joining me. Have a good day.